And now, as we continue diving into the nectar, we have the amazing opportunity to hear from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, who has so graciously appeared on this conference today. And we thank you very, very much, Maharaj. Prostrated obeisances. We are very eager to hear from you today. Hare Krishna.
Haribol Vaisheshika Prabhu.
I was thinking to write you a letter.
I was thinking to write you a letter.
How you can inspire the congregational devotees.
How can you inspire the congregational devotees in book distribution?
I'll discuss that later.
So we'll discuss that later.
First, let me offer my obeisances to Prabhupada.
Please accept my obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
I offer my obeisances to Prabhupada.
Oh, I offer my obeisance to Srila Prabhupada.
Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Aurarani Vacharane Vivi Se Sasanavadi Paschatya Desatarane Makakaroti Vachalam Angurangayate Garam Yatkipata Vahandande Srigaram Dinatarinam Paramanandam Hadaram Sri Chaitanya Islam Harihi Om Tat Sat. So, about to come to the Bhadra Purnima.
So we are about to come to the Bhadra Purnima,
which is glorified in the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Which is glorified in the Srimad Bhagavatam.
It's a day to respect the Srimad Bhagavatam.
It's a day to respect the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Putting the Bhagavatam on a golden throne.
Putting the Bhagavatam on a golden throne.
And also to distribute the Bhagavatam.
And also to distribute the Bhagavatam.
And so I was inspired in my 50th anniversary of sannyas.
So I was inspired in my 50th anniversary of sannyas.
Since many people were giving Srimad Bhagavatam sets.
Since many people were giving Srimad Bhagavatam sets.
That in each Gaudiya Math in Mayapur.
That in each Gaudiya Math in Mayapur.
That has a library.
That has a library.
They can keep the Bhagavatam respectfully.
They can keep the Bhagavatam respectfully.
To give them a set.
We'll give them a set.
So that they can then finally appreciate what Srila Prabhupada had given to the world.
That they can finally appreciate what Srila Prabhupada had given to the world.
Anyway, Lord Chaitanya, he gave 3 basic instructions.
Anyway, Lord Chaitanya, he gave 3 basic instructions.
Bhalo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Shiksha.
Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Koro Krishna Siksha.
Chant Hare Krishna.
Chant Hare Krishna.
Worship and serve Lord Krishna.
Worship and serve Lord Krishna.
And study the teachings of Lord Krishna.
And study the teachings of Lord Krishna.
So Prabhupada explained that there are 2 teachings.
Srila Prabhupada explained that there are 2 teachings.
Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna.
The Bhagavad Gita spoken by Krishna.
And Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken about Krishna.
And the Srimad Bhagavatam spoken about Krishna.
We know that the Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of all the Vedic literatures.
We know that the Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of all the Vedic literatures.
It says other Puranas and Shastras are glorious
It says that other Puranas and Shastras are glorious
until the Srimad Bhagavatam comes.
until the Srimad Bhagavatam comes.
And when the Srimad Bhagavatam comes
And when the Srimad Bhagavatam comes
and is understood,
and it is understood,
then all the other scriptures are minorized.
all the other scriptures are minorized.
And the Srimad Bhagavatam is exalted.
And the Srimad Bhagavatam is exalted.
So this is a great opportunity we have
And this is a great opportunity we have
to give the Srimad Bhagavatam.
to give the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Of course, Bhagavad wanted us, we should also study the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Of course, Srila Prabhupada wanted us that we should also study the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Recently, Atul Krishna Das, he shared some quotes from Prabhupada.
Recently, Atul Krishna Das, he shared some quotes from Srila Prabhupada
That to receive second initiation,
to receive second initiation,
one should have Bhakti Shastri.
one should have Bhakti Shastri.
To take sannyas,
To take sannyas,
one should have Bhakti Vaibhav.
one should have Bhakti Vaibhav.
And to be a guru,
And to be a guru,
one should have Bhakti Vedanta.
one should have a Bhakti Vedanta.
Bhakti Vaibhav is the first six cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Bhakti Vaibhav is the first 6 cantos of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
And Bhakti Vedanta is the whole Srimad Bhagavatam.
And Bhakti Vedanta is the whole Srimad Bhagavatam.
And Prabhupada wanted to make a university studying the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Prabhupada wanted to make a university for studying the Srimad Bhagavatam.
We're doing the TLBT exhibits planetarium based on the 5th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
So we are doing the TOVP exhibit planetarium based on the 5th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
The Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of a Vedic tree.
The Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of the Vedic tree.
And we should read the Bhagavatam,
And we should read the
and we
Bhagavatam
should distribute it
and we should distribute it
everywhere.
everywhere.
And this Bhadra Purnima
And this Bhadra Purnima
gives us a great opportunity
gives us a great opportunity
to distribute the Srimad Bhagavatam.
to distribute the Srimad Bhagavatam.
And let people give the Bhagavatam over.
And that people give the Bhagavatam over
And thus be blessed.
and thus be blessed.
They can achieve the highest destination.
And they can achieve the highest destination,
Paramgati,
Param Gati,
a spiritual world.
the spiritual world.
That's why I think that Sika Maharaj, Prabhu,
Why?
he has made this campaign as Go to Goloka.
That's why I think Vaisheshika Prabhu, he had made this campaign as Go to Goloka,
Because this is the rare opportunity we have.
because this is the rare opportunity that we have.
And I was noticing how some people are donating Srimad Bhagavatam sets.
And I was noticing how some people are donating Srimad Bhagavatam sets
In the name of their deceased forefather,
in the name of their deceased forefathers,
father and mother, grandmother, grandfather.
the father, mother, grandfather, grandmother.
The name of his son, the Vedic name is Putra,
The name
father Putri.
and the name of the son in the Vedic name is called Putra, and the daughter is Putri.
Pu means hell.
Put means hell.
Tra means deliverer.
Tra means deliverer.
To deliver your forefather from the hellish existence.
So deliver your forefathers from all kinds of hellish existence
Is the duty of a putra or putri.
is the duty of the putra or putri.
So this is one way you can help your forefather.
So this is a one way that you can help your forefather.
Lord Chaitanya was encouraging that everyone should read and hear the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Lord Chaitanya was encouraging that everyone should hear and give the Srimad Bhagavatam.
I was reading Mahatma Srimad Bhagavatam,
I was reading the Mahatmya of Srimad Bhagavatam.
that since the Bhagavatam is the sound or literary incarnation of Krishna,
Since the Bhagavatam is sound or literary incarnation of Krishna,
whoever keeps the Srimad Bhagavatam
whoever keeps the Srimad Bhagavatam
in their home,
in their home,
the Devas come and offer their obeisances,
the Devas come and offer their obeisances.
because this Srimad Bhagavatam is the incarnation of Krishna.
Because this Srimad Bhagavatam is the incarnation of Krishna.
We know that there's no difference between Krishna and his name,
We know that there is no difference between Krishna and his name.
no difference between Krishna and his pastimes,
There is no difference between Krishna and his pastimes.
and no difference between Krishna and the Srimad Bhagavatam,
So there is no difference between Krishna and the Srimad Bhagavatam,
which is filled with the teachings and pastimes of Krishna,
which is filled with the teachings and the pastimes of Krishna,
all his different avatars and different devotees.
of his different avatars and his different devotees.
In fact, this touch the Srimad Bhagavatam
In fact, just the touch of the Srimad Bhagavatam
is a great blessing.
gives a great blessing.
And if someone even reads the verse,
If someone even reads the verse,
they are associating with the absolute truth.
they are associating with the absolute truth.
So we should give this mercy out as much as we can.
So we should give this mercy out as much as we can.
So I heard how and Swami was thanking all the book distributors.
So I heard how Indradumna Swami was thanking all the book distributors.
Actually, distributing books is especially the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita,
Actually distributing the books, especially the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita,
it's something very rare, very transcendental,
it is something very rare, very transcendental,
because the Lord is present in his teachings,
because the Lord is present in his
in
teachings,
his pastimes.
in his pastimes.
So this is in this world where people are absorbed in temporary things,
In this world, where people are absorbed in temporary things,
and the Srimad Bhagavatam states that we should not live our life simply for sense gratification,
and the Srimad Bhagavatam states that we should not live a life simply for sense gratification.
but in the material world we see that everybody is making sense gratification the only goal.
In the material world, we see that everybody is making sense gratification as the only goal.
And politicians promise great sense gratification for their voters.
So politicians promise great sense gratification for the voters.
but ultimately nobody is satisfied.
Ultimately, nobody is satisfied.
They keep electing another party.
So they keep electing another party.
Uh, the thing is that we are spiritual entities,
The thing is that we are spiritual entities,
and like a fish in water,
like the fish in the water.
it's in its natural habitat.
It is the natural habitat.
We are like fish out of water.
So we are like fish out of water.
We need the spiritual environment.
We need the spiritual environment.
That's what we're hankering for. That's what we miss.
That's what we are hankering for. That's what we miss.
And we get that through the pages of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
And we get that through the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam.
So, as the Srimad Bhagavatam says, this caused a revolution in the sinful lives of the conditioned souls.
As the Srimad Bhagavatam states, as this is the revolution in the life of the sinful souls.
So, it's a great opportunity to help people
So this is a great opportunity to help people
get back to Godhead
to get back to Godhead
by distributing and inspiring them to read and to give out
by,
Srimad Bhagavatam.
by distributing and inspiring them to read and give out Srimad Bhagavatam.
In this way, actually, in this pandemic, it's important that all the people realize that this material world is not a very suitable place.
Actually, this pandemic made all the people to realize this material world is not a suitable place
For gentlemen and gentlewomen.
for general man and general woman.
So we should go back to the spiritual world.
So we should go back to the spiritual world.
And that's where we belong.
And that's where we belong,
Where no birth, no death, no old age, no disease.
where there is no birth, no death, no old age, no disease.
So I was going to the place of Advaita Swami and Shantipur.
So I was going to the place of Advaita Goswami in Shantipur.
And there the Saivite of Advaita's temple,
There, the Saivite of the Advaita's temple,
he showed me how Lord Chaitanya took prasadam
he showed me how Lord Chaitanya took prasadam
at that place
at that place
on the Govinda Dwadasi.
on the Govinda Dwadasi.
And he said that whoever takes prasadam at this place, this titi,
And he said, whoever takes prasadam in this place, on this titi,
they'll get Govinda Bhakti.
they will get Govinda Bhakti.
So that Saivite, he was saying, well, did the Lord ever say simply by eating you will get Bhakti?
The Saivite said, where the Lord have ever said, simply by eating you will get Bhakti.
But here we see in the Srimad Bhagavatam,
Here we see in Srimad Bhagavatam,
simply by respecting the Bhagavatam,
simply by respecting the Srimad Bhagavatam
giving the Bhagavatam,
and giving that Bhagavatam,
we go to the Paramgati, we go to the highest destination.
that we go to the Paramgati, we go to the highest destination.
What a deal.
What a deal.
So this is a very great opportunity,
So this is a very great opportunity,
not something we should pass by.
not something we should pass by.
And somehow the focal point has come on the Srimad Bhagavatam
And somehow the focal point had come on the Srimad Bhagavatam
to the Bhadra Purnima.
to the Bhadra Purnima.
So I thank all the devotees
We thank all the devotees
for giving their concentration,
for giving their concentration,
the mercy of Vyasadeva, mercy of Prabhupada,
We got the mercy of Vyasadev, we got the mercy of Srila Prabhupada,
give out the Srimad Bhagavatam
give out the Srimad Bhagavatam
to distribute.
and distribute it.
So, we should make our goal to serve Krishna, to love Krishna.
We should make our goal to serve Krishna and love Krishna.
While we have material senses,
While we have material senses,
sometimes our senses will be happy,
and sometimes the senses would be happy,
sometimes they'll be distressed.
and sometimes there will be distress.
In this material world, mainly distress.
In this material world, mainly distress.
Krishna calls this the Dukhalayam, Ashasvatam.
Krishna calls this as Dukhalayam Ashashvatam.
So, we try so many ways how to get out of this material world.
So we have tried so many ways how to get out of this material world.
But here, as you say, go to Goloka.
As here it is said, go back to Goloka.
This is a easy and quick way.
This is an easy and quick way.
Respect the Srimad Bhagavatam
Respect the Srimad Bhagavatam
and give out a copy.
and give out a copy.
So, it's set. Here the Srimad Bhagavatam in ancient times was written in a palm leaf.
Even the Srimad Bhagavatam in the ancient time, it was written on the palm leaves.
And Srinivasacharya went to learn the Bhagavatam for Gadadhara.
So Srinivas Acharya went to learn the Srimad Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Prabhu.
Gadadhara showed that his whole Bhagavatam had been washed out with his tears.
And Gadadhar Prabhu showed that his whole entire Srimad Bhagavatam was washed out by his tears.
It was illegible.
Which is illegible.
So, at that time, he had to go back
At that time, he had to go back
to Navadvip
to
and have a scribe hand copy of Srimad Bhagavatam.
and had to transcribe a hand copy of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
At that time, to give out a Bhagavatam was a very difficult thing.
At that time, to give out a Bhagavatam is a very difficult thing.
You had to have someone hand copy
You have
18,000 verses,
You have to have someone hand copy 18,000 verses,
tie them up as a manuscript
tie them up as a manuscript, or
and then, so now, thanks to the BBT,
so now thanks to the BBT,
we have the Srimad Bhagavatam set
we have the Srimad Bhagavatam set
in a very convenient form
in a very convenient form
and very inexpensive.
and very inexpensive.
You don't have to hire someone to hand copy it.
Don't have to hire someone to hand copy it.
And as other scholar,
As Indradumna Maharaj and others had spoken,
reports by Srila Prabhupada contain jewels of Lord Chaitanya's mercy.
the purports by Srila Prabhupada contains the jewels of Lord Chaitanya's mercy.
So, in Srimad Bhagavatam, we have a great advantage to give it out
So with the
at
Srimad
this time.
So with the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have a great advantage to give it out at this time.
Thank the BBT, thank all the book distributors
We thank the BBT, we thank all the book distributors
for this opportunity
for this opportunity
to get the confidential knowledge of the Srimad
to
Bhagavatam
get the confidential knowledge of the Srimad
and
Bhagavatam
give it out to different worthy people.
and give it out to different
Worthy people.
worldly people.
So, take this opportunity that
So take this opportunity that
while reading the teachings and the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya,
while we are reading the teachings and the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya,
again and again is instructing everyone
again and again he is instructing everyone
to read the teachings of Krishna.
to read the teachings of Krishna.
So, the Srimad Bhagavatam is a teaching about Krishna's avatars
So the Srimad Bhagavatam is the teachings about Krishna's avatars
and about Krishna himself.
and about Krishna himself.
In the first canto, it mentions a list of all the different, some avatars, about 26.
In the first canto, it mentions the list of some avatar, about 26.
But it says that Krishna is the Swami Bhagavan.
And it says, Krishna is the Swayam Bhagavan.
Therefore, we take this opportunity
Therefore, we take this opportunity
to worship Krishna,
to worship Krishna,
to understand the absolute knowledge about the absolute truth.
to understand the absolute knowledge about the absolute truth.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jayapataka Maharaj, for making your appearance here. The Sankirtan movement really is emanating from the hearts of Prabhupada's most dear disciples who are giving their will and through the power of your speech here today, Maharaj, and your appearance, we feel emboldened to move towards the goal even stronger than we were before. Thousands of obeisances. Thank you very, very much. Hare Krishna.